As we talk about the shield of faith, I'm going to give some perspective. Let's get into our minds, and we're going to go all the way back to the Middle Ages. We had the Crusades. We had a lot of warfare. We want to look at Middle Age warfare, how they dressed, how they had armor, how they fought. In the Middle Ages, they had armor just like what's described by Paul here. Chest plate or breastplate, of course, chainmail underneath it, a belt, sword, shield, helmet, proper shoes. They had everything. Now, when we look at it though, not everybody had a sword. There was archers. There was spearmen, infantry that had swords. There was cavalry, typically had swords. There was many different positions, so not everybody had swords. So when they're marching in, when infantry's marching in, if you sent an army of infantry without shields to go siege a wall, has a ton of archers on top. The armor isn't always strong enough to take an arrow. Maybe it can take one or two in a certain area, but a lot of times it could still pierce through. So without a shield, there's no protection for you. You become completely vulnerable to all these arrows that are coming in at you. It's the same thing if you were not to have a helmet. You'd be vulnerable in your head to these arrows. But specifically, these are fiery arrows. So now it's even like wooden shields aren't going to do anything. They're going to catch on fire. So when you're looking at it, this shield that's explained is so sturdy that all the fiery arrows could hit it. All the fiery darts could hit it. And nothing would happen. Continuing to look at it, different attacks are going to come from Satan. So let's look at it another way. Infantrymen coming in without shields against archers and spearmen. Now what are you going to do? The spearmen will come in, and spears were known for piercing straight through the armor. How are they going to get past it? You can't. But the moment you put a shield in there, you put a good shield in there, the tide of an infantryman battle changes. Let's even go infantry to infantry. Someone fully prepared versus someone not fully prepared. The fully prepared person's going to win. There's no advantage to not having a shield. There's no advantage to not having a piece of armor in Middle Ages time. So we need all these pieces. Middle Ages people, as they're fighting, they needed all these pieces to be able to fight these battles and survive. You'll see many times, there's many different renditions of movies and events that happen during different times during the Middle Ages. And you can see as someone loses their sword and they'll end up perishing. Someone loses their shield and they'll end up perishing. It's dark. It's very dark. It's sad to die. And in spiritual warfare, no, we don't die. But we do, in a sense. Being attacked like that constantly, it drags down on us. It dragged down on them too. Being attacked without being fully prepared in the Middle Ages was just going out to die. It's what it was. If you're fully prepared and have the full armor on, you are better off than someone who doesn't have armor at all. Or is even missing just one piece of armor. Even as small as shoes, they're better off.